The southern Spanish region of Malaga draws tourists with its beaches and beautiful weather. But it's also appealing to a growing number of people who wander the hills here and all over the world in search of geocaches, small hidden packages left by other travellers. It's basically a worldwide game of hide and seek, and to play, all you need to do is download an app.
So once you're all registered, signed in, you just need to go to search. You can search by location, use my current location, and it tells me there are 19 geocaches in my immediate vicinity. So it seems fairly straightforward so far. Hello, Toby.
Hi there, you must be Krista. Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too. Now here you're quite the geocaching guru. What's it all about?
Basically, it's a real-world, high-tech, outdoor treasure hunt. We use GPS receivers like this, just handheld sat-navs, or a GPS-enabled mobile phone to search for hidden treasure.
But it's not real treasure we're talking about here. Geocaches are usually just hidden containers with a logbook and sometimes a small trinket.
There's no jewels or silver or rubies, anything like that. The fun is in the searching and visiting new places that many of them you wouldn't even know existed.
I found that there are a few geocaches around this area, and it said there was one near this Buddhist temple, this Buddhist stupa.
Indeed there is.
There is?
Yeah, should we go and find it?
I'd love to go find it.
Okay.
We're joined by Toby's friend Mike, a fellow geocaching enthusiast.
This way, I think.
My phone app clearly shows the location of the geocache and our proximity to it.
So it says it's over there, but that's basically through the bush. Do you wade through with a machete?
Well, if you wish, if you can, if you've got one in your pocket. Personally, I'd rather go the easy way, round the path a bit lower.
Oh, what kind of adventure is that?
Apparently the trick is to look for something that's a little out of place, an unusual rock, for example, and the geocache may just be stashed nearby. But it's easier said than done.
But we're on a hillside covered in identical rocks and identical shrubs everywhere. It says it's vaguely within 10 metres. I could be here all afternoon. 5 metres! 5 metres!
Thankfully not, however. After a few minutes of searching, eureka.
Oh, hang on. Hang on!
Well done!
I almost went straight past it. All right. Well, this shouldn't be here.
That's it.
It's not part of the natural environment. Geocaching! Yes!
Your first geocache.
Oh look, here we go.
Now I just have to sign the logbook to prove that I've found it and hide the geocache again for the next person.
For other geocaches in the future, I've left my mark.
Geocaching officially began in the year 2000 and has since grown from just one GPS enthusiast to over 10 million participants worldwide. Their caches are hidden in locations all around the world, from near the famous Hollywood sign in Los Angeles to the top of Mount Everest, and there's even a registered off-world location on the International Space Station. Altogether, there are over 2.5 million geocaches to be found across 180 countries. This means rich pickings for geocaches, but it can present some problems, as happened recently in Belo Claudia, the ruins of an ancient Roman settlement on the Spanish coast near Tarifa.
Somebody had the bright idea of putting a geocache in this modern dry stone wall edging the car park here. But what they probably didn't anticipate were geocachers who would descend on this place and start pulling the rocks out of this wall and causing structural damage.
In this case, no precious archaeological features were damaged, but local authorities have taken the issue seriously. The geocaching community does issue clear guidelines about how and where to hide a cache, and encourages subscribers and reviewers to report any inappropriate locations and remove them from the listings.
It's a new activity which may bring economic development to the people and towns. In principle, it must be supported, but it's clear that we need to establish parameters and a standard of behaviour for the people involved.
The key, according to Toby, is to follow official guidelines when hiding a cache.
You shouldn't put them in things like national parks or areas of outstanding national beauty without some form of permission, and you shouldn't put them in dangerous areas, like on the edges of cliffs. Common sense, really.
And there's only one way to learn how to do it properly, and that's to hide a cache ourselves. We're including what's known as a trackable, an item that can be taken by other geocaches around the world and can be tracked via a unique code.
So we can track this?
All set to go.
A travel show luggage tag should do the job nicely.
And how about
maybe
tracking
another little one?
That one just up on the top. And that's absolutely perfect.
All right.
Your first geocache.
So I wonder who's going to find it.
It's not hard to see why geocaching has caught on. And if it's done responsibly, this growing phenomenon could be a blessing for the tourism industry, drawing travellers to lesser-known locations in search of hidden treasure. And if you're wondering what happened to our travel show Trackable, it was last seen almost 1,500 miles away from Malaga in Germany. Who knows where it will travel to next?